You know the feeling, right? You're so deep into something, a project, a goal, a new habit, that you can't even remember why you started. All you know is you're exhausted, and quitting sounds like the sweetest relief imaginable. Well, today, we're going to talk about that exact moment, that breaking point, and why it so often happens right before we're about to succeed.
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. It feels like a physical wall you've hit. The effort seems like it will never end, and any reward feels a million miles away. If this sounds even a little bit like you right now, listen. You are not alone. You're actually at the most critical part of the entire journey.
So, to really get a grip on this feeling, let's meet someone. We'll call him Arjun. And Arjun is basically any one of us who has ever stood right on that terrifying edge, ready to just let it all go. I mean, he's put everything into this. We're talking late nights, early mornings, so many sacrifices. That initial spark, that passion he had, it's pretty much faded, replaced by the relentless day-in, day-out grind. The finish line doesn't even feel like a victory anymore. It just looks like another impossible hill to climb. And that little voice whispering, just stop, well, it's getting louder and louder.
Okay, so what's really going on here inside his head? This feeling. It's not just about being tired. It's actually this huge psychological tug-of-war between two incredibly powerful, competing desires.
So on one side, you've got what your brain is screaming for right now. Immediate relief, comfort, just for the struggle to finally be over. But on the other hand, you've got what you want most. The whole reason you started this journey. We're talking long-term growth, the pride of seeing it through, the actual success. The real battle is right there, between the needs of this very second and the future you're trying so hard to build.
And right at that moment, when Arjun is just about to throw in the towel, someone steps into the picture. A mentor. You can imagine a gym trainer, a wise teacher, maybe just a good friend who sees things a little differently. Now this mentor, they aren't there to do the work for Arjun or wave some magic wand. Nope. They're simply there to offer a new way of looking at the struggle itself. A little bit of clarity when everything else feels like chaos.
And what's really interesting is what the mentor doesn't talk about. They don't give a big speech about motivation or willpower. Why? Because that stuff comes and goes. Instead, they offer a simple, powerful tool. Think of it like a bridge to get from where Arjun is now to where he ultimately wants to be.
Which brings us right to the heart of it, doesn't it? When one part of you is just begging for relief and another part is clinging to that dream for dear life, how on earth do you choose?
The mentor looks at Arjun, and they say something that just changes everything. They say, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most.
Wow, I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That one sentence completely flips the whole idea of discipline on its head, doesn't it? It's not a punishment. It's not about restricting yourself. It's an act of power. It's not about forcing yourself to do something awful. It's about making the choice that your future self is going to thank you for. So how do we actually use this? Well, it really just breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, you've got to acknowledge both paths. The need for rest is real, and so is the drive for your goal. Second, you have to remember your why. Seriously, take a second. Why did you even start this crazy thing in the first place? And third, from that place of clarity, you make the choice. And just like that, with this new way of thinking, the power completely shifts. All that overwhelming chaos suddenly transforms into a simple, clear decision. And with that, the mentor's job is done. See, they didn't tell Arjun what to do, they just gave him the tool to make his own decision. So now Arjun is no longer a victim of his exhaustion. He's in the driver's seat. He's in control of what happens next.
But let's be real. The story was never really just about Arjun, was it? It's about all of us, standing at our own crossroads and our own breaking point. The mentor has given us the tool. The choice is now ours. So what happens next? What are you going to choose? What you want now or what you want most?